All right, what's going on out there, world? This is Tacoma Famous coming at you with another message. Just left one meeting, about to head to another meeting. And the topic again, what the topic is always about: defund the police, and how we are disproportionately being killed by the police department. And man, it kills me with some of the arguments that some people come up with. They come up with all these numbers and all these things that hey, it's just not black folks that are getting killed by the police. There's also white folks that are killed. There's more white folks being killed by the police than black folks. Then yes, I grant you that. I will give you that. That's not the argument. But let's evaluate this thing, right? How many whites were killed just for walking across the street, just for jaywalking? How many interactions? Let's do some real research. For every type of killing that was done to a black man within the last 6 months, let's research and find out how many whites died for the same offense. How many whites died just for jaywalking? How many whites died just because of a broken tail light? How many got pepper sprayed? And we're doing within the last 6 months. So if somebody really want to support your cause, y'all would do that research. Let's come up with some real numbers. Let's not do no fake numbers. Let's not do estimates. Let's not do based on population, because even those numbers are skewed, are messed up. And why I'm on my soapbox today, getting ready to go to another meeting, probably another meeting they won't let me speak or let me talk, because my opinion is very different than theirs, and I don't believe that they're fighting to win. I think they're fighting just to be heard. I want to fight to win. If you want to do something, you fight to win. You just don't want to fight to be heard. So you got this thing, right? Got this thing that Washington State is making June 19th a state holiday, because that was the day that the slaves were freed, or the last, they went to Galveston, Texas, and they heard about the freedom. They were the last one to hear. I mean, what kind of flawed history is that? That not all black folks in America was free by the time that message went to Galveston, Texas. That's a flawed history. To get up there and say this is the day that all, no, that's flawed. Because slavery was still legal in the United States of America until the 13th Amendment was ratified. Union states were still allowed to have slaves. Don't let people fool you about that. There were still slaves. After the Civil War, there were still slaves in the Union. After people found out that they were free in Galveston, Texas, because it was a Confederate state, there were still slaves. The United States of America, this is this flawed history. What's even more flawed is that this current GOP party will let you believe and let them think that they are the same party that freed us. And for people to let them get away with that and keep on talking about that and talking about, oh, there wasn't a switch and blah, blah, blah. There wasn't a switch in parties and blah, blah. There was a switch in philosophies of the party. Go back and read the philosophy, read the mandate of the Republican Party from 1865 to 1922, and then from 1925 to 1955, and then from 1955 all the way to 1974. Go back and read. Do your research. Don't be fooled by all of these. They're going to tell you that we are the Republican Party. We care about the people. No. Matter of fact, what is the platform of the Republican Party right now? Going in, can anybody tell me what the Republican platform is? They don't even know who's going to lead the Republican Party. They think just because they got 76 million people to vote for Trump, that Trump is still the leader of the Republican Party. And then, on top of that, since they believe Trump is the leader of the Republican Party, and if they support Trump, these 76 million are going to support any candidate that say that they're going to be a Trump candidate. Well, it ain't going to happen, Captain. It's just not going to happen. Something is going to wake you up. You're going to realize, I don't know if McConnell or McCarthy or who's going to do it. Somebody's going to wake up and realize that we need to choose a new leader. There's got to be somebody who's forward thinking. Forward thinking. I don't think we got anybody. You got to forgive me. I'm driving down the road trying to concentrate on the road, so I'm losing my train of thought now. But just because Trump's got 76 million people, the biggest vote count than any Republican president has ever gotten, that he is going to always be the leader of the Republican Party. No. We need to choose somebody else for 2024. Everybody else y'all are throwing to the wolves. I need my Republicans to find out, what are we conservative of what? Or are we just against Democrats' policies? If we are against everything that the Democrats are doing, and we've been doing this ever since day one of the Obama era, then let's make that put that on the platform, put that out there. We, the Republican Party, are against anything and everything that the Democrats are doing. Everything that the Democrats do is wrong. Make that our platform. Make that the platform. I mean, we need a platform. Because we just out there doing nothing. We like flopping in the wind with no platform, with no direction. I say bring back compassionate conservatism. You may not like this infrastructure bill because it's $1 trillion, but where were y'all during the Bush era? Where were y'all during the Trump era? Every time we get talking about the compassionate conservatism and this and that, when we start doling out money, as long as it's a Republican, it's okay. It can't work that way. It can't work that way. All of a sudden, we tell corporations and to all the CAOs, stay out of the politics. Okay, but the moment we want to get money from them, blah 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 blah. Yeah, it don't work that way. Sooner or later, somebody got to stand up. Somebody's got to be the voice of the Republican Party. I don't know who it's gonna be. It definitely ain't gonna be me. My phone ain't ran. My phone, no one's giving me a call since day one of the Trump presidency. Nobody wanted to hear from me since day one of the Trump presidency because I didn't support him and I didn't believe in any of the ideas. I didn't like the way he was talking. His policy was good, but I didn't like the way he was talking. You can have great policies, but your words can ruin them. And his words ruin it for me. So I know my phone ain't gonna ring and this and that. And that's fine. You ain't gotta call me. You ain't gotta have me on speed dial. Y'all been doing pretty good for yourself for the 4 years without my input. We don't control nothing in Washington State. We don't control anything in Washington, D.C. So like I said, y'all ain't got to call me. You've been doing pretty well by yourself. So now with all these voter registration bills and these voter suppression bills and all of that, let's, instead of fighting it, we know it's wrong. We know it's limited, but it's a system that we got to adapt to. And there's been a lot of things that we had to adapt to over the years, and we have become pretty adaptable. Not only have we become pretty adaptable, we have learned how to win in the system that they set up that's against us. So these voter suppression bills, if this is another system that they have set up against us, then let's use this to our favor. Let's study that law. Let's study the law in and out. Every bit of the law, every portion of the law, let's study it. Let's make sure that we know what's in there. So when we start preparing for 2022, 2024, our people are ready. Our senior citizens are ready. Those without transportation are ready. Those with health conditions are ready. Let's properly prepare them in order to make them reevaluate their voting laws. That's what happened. They because they lost, they have to reevaluate what happened. Y'all, the message that you guys have right now, I'm talking about the Democrats, the message that you have is not clear. It's not clear. You act like you are against everything in the bill, but you're not. You're not against everything in the bill. And you need to identify those things that you got issues with and go after that. This is Tacoma Famous, just on my soapbox again. I know I ain't talking about Mike Tyson. I ain't talking about Michael J. White. Sometimes we got to get some serious issues going on, and just kind of I wanted to put my 2 cents out there about the Washington State bill, about the June 19th making a state holiday, the day that all the blacks were freed. Hypocrisy. It's a lie. That wasn't the day. The GOP saying they're the same party that freed us. That's a lie. Hypocrisy. Everybody want to try to change history. Everyone wants to try to change history. Don't let them do it. Don't let people change history. Don't let them do it. I'm so happy. Matter of fact, if you really want to get them, study every aspect of the Constitution of the United States of America. If you really want to get them, if you really want to go against the 1619, if you really want to study American history, study the United States Constitution. Have that be a class in school. Let's find out why people were considered 3/5 of people. Find out why human beings were considered property. Find out how this property ended up in America. Find out why women weren't allowed to vote. Find out why there had to be a civil rights bill passed in order to give black folks free. It's all in our Constitution. You don't have to Just study American history. Really. I mean, American history, and I'm talking about all American history, needs to be studied. Not just the part that makes you look good, but all American history. I know we get briefs and glimpses of how good we were, and how great a nation we were, but if you study all of American history, now, matter of fact, not only do you need to study all of American history, you need to study certain state history. That'll be fun. Study certain state history. Yeah. But sometimes, we just glass over that. Anyway, Tacoma Famous. I'm going to get at you guys with a long message again, probably next week. Remember, always check out my Instagram. Always check out my TikTok, my YouTube page, Facebook page. Always coming up with some new content for you. Always giving you some information. I am the realest of the realest. Matter of fact, man, let me not even get on Newsmax. They try to take my comment away. Tacoma Famous. I am the kiss stealing, wheeling dealing, bus riding, jet walking, finest wine man that you'll ever meet. Just like diamonds are forever, so is Tacoma Famous. Run, gotta go.